Alright, welcome back to ESA Winter 2021. We're raising money for Alzheimer's Fund and links to donate can be found below the stream. We would also like to thank Koei Tecmo, Europe, Nio2, the Complete Edition, Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now it's time for LattMackey running Castlevania Rondo of Blood. Take it away.
Thank you so much, iGod. Hello, everybody, and my name is LattMackey, and we're going to be playing some Castlevania Rondo of Blood on the actual TurboGrafx-16, although I play on the PC Engine, but we're going to play this on the original hardware. And the reason I mention that, before we get going with everything, is that the load times are incredibly slow. Nobody on the leaderboard is actually running this version of the game, specifically because it's a CD game. The load times take forever. And why would you do this? Well, it's because of what I have access to. But I do want to mention that the TurboGrafx-16 or the PC Engine actually has turbo switches built into the controller here. So if you see some things that maybe look, hey, that looks like he's using turbo, that's the reason why. I'm going to introduce, I'm super fortunate to have the current world record holder of this category on the PS4 join on commentary, the Blacktastic. Bobby, how you doing? Thanks so much for joining.
And thank you for inviting me. Thank you. And it's going to be great to see Rondo of Blood displayed in the true form of magical girl only. And we'll get into a lot of that before we start the run. However, this is going to be Maria only, so we are going to be doing a little bit of setup here, going right back to stage 1, not the prologue, and swapping to Maria. So I'm going to give Tech a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So pretty important. The load times, unfortunately, are like inconsistent on the original hardware, and that's why the timing is going to be. We don't know, but maybe it adds like 20 or 30 seconds compared to some of the other people. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, but the original hardware is just so nice. Again, you got the built-in turbo controls and all that stuff, and the controls are actually like really nice and tactile with the buttons as well. But this is Magical Girl mode, the alternate universe or the alternate timeline. Maria is going to be doing a lot of rolling and a lot of diving and a lot of using a lot of feathered friends and fae and folk of that type. We're also going to be taking a couple of shortcuts here, much like in typical classic Castlevania fashion. We do have like different paths, different diverging paths to like go through, which makes the stage shorter and also has a different end boss at the end. This little boss setup room, we are going to be grabbing the turtle shell, which we are going to be using for some really nice, oh, there it goes, really nice hops there. You can spend as much as 3 hearts to get into that invulnerable state, and then when you're released from it, you have that extra jump.
I forget how fast this game is. Like, we're already at the first level boss, and I'm like, did that just happen? It was like 3 seconds ago. You use so many reps of these things that you forget. Oh no, missed a shot.
Yeah, so for sub-weapons, you do have the original sub-weapon usage, and then you also have what's called an item crash. We're not really going to be using any of the item crashes with Maria, because she also does have a extremely powerful maneuver on her own called the Guardian Knuckle. It's kind of like a fighting game motion as well. It's like up and then down and quarter circle forward. It's a Ryu type move.
Totally Street Fighter action.
So yeah, like you saw him there, it really projects this spirit that does a crap ton of damage, and that's going to be what we mainly use to burn down bosses' HP in this game.
There are orbs, so for the chat, orb. Chat can do it without it. So.
All right, and then the fast pace just doesn't stop coming with this game, because there's actually gonna be a pretty neat trick that we can possibly get off here called the water walk, Jesus walk, whatever you want to call it. But we are going to be using some of that turtle hop technology in order to kind of make the game a little bit weird. But if he gets this completely right, and activates the sub-weapon in the middle of the screen transition, some things are going to happen, and the water walk will be nice. But we're going to be using the water, this technique to infinitely hop.
I keep running out of my fingers. Sorry, I got to do backup strat. Apologies.
So, yeah, there's still a backup strat to be had here, and yeah, we're gonna go on a ride with the Oarman, the ferryman. But talking a little bit about the trick is that there is an optimal way to do it and a suboptimal way. If you are basically like if you do it perfectly, then you'll just see Maria, this magical girl, walk on water, be completely invulnerable. Actually, you can't even control her throughout the duration, so she's actually in like perpetual stage transition or screen transition mode until she reaches the end of that stage.
As if she wasn't powerful enough, yes, now she can walk on water. And it's a combination of doing the turtle hops and then where you exit the screen, and just missed it under my fingers, so... Yeah,
it's extremely, and like this in RTA, like real-time attack runs, like the first couple of screens of this stage can actually be complete RNG when it comes to the enemies that can shoot some, you know, the fire at you, like the bone dragons, the bone pillars. They can like arc in a way to like hit you, completely knock you out, and obviously you can't control yourself while you're in that hit stun, so you just fall to your death.
If you've played any of the Castlevania games on NES, the boat ferry, the whole thing, it's kind of an homage to that, and they keep it going in this game, which is pretty cool. That, you know, there's some elements from the older Castlevania games in this setup than the next generation of Castlevania games as well.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of next generation of the classic Castlevania titles, this is like the I think one of the first inclusions of like mini bosses. I mean, like Super Castlevania 4 did it, but like this is like within like the trio of you know, mini bosses as well. So we're gonna try to get this nice sub-weapon usage to hit all three of the eyes here on this mid-boss, and you're actually gonna be seeing a lot more of this sub-weapon a little later as well. Like yeah, instead of like spending big heart energy reserves on the item crashes, like Maria can just do a whole bunch of damage herself, and we're just gonna be like, you know, using most of the hearts for this rapid fire move. And
you end up using a lot of the sub-weapon in this game, so the amount of ammo I have, the amount of hearts I have is pretty important, but I do actually, you probably notice I pick up a lot more than Tusnek did in Castlevania, the first one.
Yeah, it's actually worth mentioning that you want to kind of be topped up on as much of your, you know, heart energy as possible, especially for Maria. If you get to at least 20 or more hearts, you actually get what's called a double shot technique, which allows you to have more instances of your sub weapon out at a given time. Really nice backup of getting that safety cheese as we go on to Together, one of the most RNG intensive fights. And hopefully this can be over with just a couple Guardian Knuckles. There we go. Excellent execution by LattMackey. And also there's gonna be a lot of desperation moves, like a final gambit of these bosses. And it's like purely for score reasons, but we actually want to be at like 1 HP at the end of the stage, so the game spends less time counting down the HP that we have, so we can just move on to the next stage faster.
So that's something that's important to note about this run, is that it may not look it, but there is a fair amount of RNG or luck in every single level. There literally are elements where you don't know how many enemies might be on screen or how they're going to attack. This game just has a bunch of RNG all over the place, even though it may not quite look like it.
Stage 4 is where you want to pick up this what do you call this this bird sub weapon?
I wish I knew the birds.
I call it like the V bird. And so the V bird sub weapon, pretty much. But very nice execution on the first screen. This is where you're going to see a little bit more of the like RNG intensive. We get a nice lengthy bridge segment. There's going to be a lot of frogs and skeletons to you know, evade along the way, but we're just sliding and rolling. It's honestly one of the best things about this magical girl speed run.
She is fast, and the spin and the roll really helps out. You can avoid some of the monkeys depending on where they spawn on screen, so I got actually fortunate there that I was able to avoid 2 of them from the spin. And this is one of the spots where I will actually throw on the turbo switch. The turbo switch is on, and just hold the button.
Yeah, no need to stress those ligaments any further. We're just going to be doing one repeated motion throughout this entire screen.
If I could take a break, I'll totally take it.
Coming up next is another pretty heinous boss fight. I mean, in what better fashion for a Castlevania boss to be pretty heinous than a suit of armor? I'm looking at you, Armor Battler. I'm looking at you, Grokul. This is... I actually forget what the suit of armor's name's called. But there's going to be a little bit of, not manipulation, but like just kind of like reacting to his first couple of attack patterns here. When you do the Guardian Knuckle, she actually kind of like crouches down a little bit forward so she can like evade repeated sword stabs, and that's still like getting hit by that is actually like really nice because it slows down your attack and the birds have active frames, so the longer that they're out, the more that they'll tick for damage. So it's actually a really nice safe backup strat to actually get hit by that little small status ailment in there, so that you can rack on damage that way.
This would be a great time for donation if you've got any.
All right, of course. We got $50 from Waffle Power donating smiley face, and with those $50, Waffle Power sniped the $5,000 for the bonus game incentive of the Wacky World of Miniature Golf cutscene by Big John, which will happen right after his Super Mario All-Stars Any Percent run, which is right after, well, not right after this run, because we have another run after this, but in about an hour.
Yay, more Big John. Awesome.
Who doesn't love it? This is a pretty lengthy stage. We're gonna have like more than a few like mini boss segments actually, but we're also just gonna be doing very well of making use of that double shot, really clearing these enemy waves and arenas before they haven't actually the chance to like react. And there's also the whole Portrait of Ruin mini boss here, which is actually a one-shot kill. However, we do have the Guardian Knuckle, which deals an incredible amount of damage. So this will be done in about a couple swipes.
I think I missed a shot. Oops. Hey,
there you go. Stop hitting yourself.
I think my first one missed. Isn't that weird? There is some RNG here too. You actually can't go through this door until the boat is actually synced to the bottom. So depending on where you hit that boss, can actually impact your time there.
And this is actually this is the final stretch before you would do some like, if you wanted to be really risky, you would do some like damage boost strats, but like the thing is Maria takes an incredible amount of damage. She's only like 12 years old, all right, like she's just a kid being met with like all of these iron balls and maces and otherworldly creatures and all of that. But we're gonna pick up the dragon here. Really nice cute dragon. Yeah, we got more than feathered friends. We got, you know, we got drakes and all of that as well. But it's actually gonna be really, really nice to deal with death with this oncoming boss fight.
And I'm gonna once again take the safety. This is the safety star, not so much the safety cheese in this one, but
yeah, safety, like you know, Richter and the other Belmonts have like meats and roast beefs and all that stuff. You know, kids like candy and desserts and parfaits and all that stuff. So we're just gonna give it to her.
And that is true. She's super young in this game, and she's the most powerful character in the game, which is pretty awesome.
All right, so we're gonna actually try to aim a little bit for death here, because there
we go.
Yeah. The quicker that we get through this first phase, like honestly, like the better. Like this is actually like one of the worst boss fights for Richter in this run.
Oh,
so but you get to hear this nice voice. I think.
Bobby, that sounds exactly like it. I thought that might have been the boss for a second.
All right, let's see. I'm sorry if I messed up your sound cue, but
no,
I'm pretty sure.
No cue at all. It's perfect.
Okay. It's okay. He's dead now. Ooh, made it through.
There is a fair amount of RNG in the fight, but using the dragons here can help mitigate that. Where his little axes and things go flying can be somewhat. Who knows where they're going to show up? But thankfully, with the dragon, it helps out. Once again, Maria just overpowering the entire game.
I mean, it's not just her by her own self. She's got the Guardian, the Spirit Guardian of the Guardian Knuckle. She's got dragons. She's got Boids and Toidles. Like this is like we're playing Pokemon here. This is action Pokemon right here. But no, this is actually Castlevania. Let's go.
I kind of wonder, like, if they decided, hey, you know what? How can we break the game? Let's just make a character that just completely breaks this thing, because it feels that way at times with Maria. She's so overpowered.
And I'm so glad they kept that sort of like, really overpowered extra character feeling in other Castlevanias. This is a really crucial boss rush. We're going to be seeing a lot of Guardian Knuckles flying and a lot of bosses that you may recognize from the earlier runs, like Two Snack. Like there goes that giant bat right there. A lot of and really nice not getting hit. And we want to collect again all of those hearts just so that we have enough for the end game, because this is actually stage 6, so only 2 more stages to go. Medusa can be a little bit of a hassle.
Get away from me.
Backing her into the corner before she does any other of her phases.
You may recognize all these bosses from Two Snacks run just a minute ago, which is kind of interesting timing, because these are all the same ones from Castlevania 1.
All right, there goes Akmadon, and Nice. Even before.
But that's how overpowering Marie can be. I mean, just 2 Guardian Knuckles and a boss is down. It's literally like that.
It's the power of the parfait. Let me tell you.
That's exactly what it is.
The sweet treats. Oh, very nice back walk into the Guardian Knuckle, and that should be about it for the boss rush. However, there is one more.
Bring it on, Shaft.
This could actually go really good or really bad. This is the TG-16 version, or the PC engine version, so he actually has a full amount of HP. So this is like the gauntlet here. So let's see if we can get those Guardian Knuckles. Unfortunately, he jumped away instead of toward Maria, so couldn't really pack on the damage there. But really, really nice evasion of the attacks. Guardian Knuckle is just so powerful, and Shaft is Dane.
One of the things we can do because the Shaft as far as we know, Shaft's movements there are RNG. So if you have the dragon, you can at least try to get another hit on that way. But the slide is so fast sometimes that you just got to slide to one side of or one side of the screen or the other. Okay.
Stage 7, and again, this will be a really hectic moment for a Belmont who would have to backflip over this entire thing and evade bats. But it might be a little bit easy. We're going to be turning on that turbo button again. Oh,
there we go.
And there might be some bats in the way, but hopefully not bat with sword. Bat with sword is terrible RNG. But now looking like a pretty clean break. Yep, at the end there.
Thanks, Bobby. No, I'm kidding. It's all good.
Yeah, we got a couple of vertical climbs here. We want to do at least take some really care not to take any damage, because if we want to go for some damage boost a little bit later, who we do it on is they inflict a whole bunch of damage. Really nice slide through the cogs, and like the Harpy RNG can be pretty heinous as well.
Yeah, I got actually really lucky there. I'll take that one.
Yeah,
it must have been the sword.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some, and yeah, you got to take a little bit of care to not go directly into the door, or else you might glitch yourself into it. There's a couple soft lock situations I found myself in. All right, here goes number 1. Very nice vault over. Very nice vault over. And yeah, these armor lords with the swords do an incredible amount of damage. But we got Guardian Knuckle. Let's see if we can do a little bit of sequence breaking here with the double jump. Did I mention that she had a double jump? Like, she's just so incredibly skilled in this game.
There are some of these enemies you can actually iframe through, but it's a very small window, and so therefore, for just some safety sakes, and it does save time. Your Guardian Knuckle does take time to actually pull off and everything. So you do skip animations if you just iframe them out, but. And we're already on to the boss here.
All right, now LattMackey is going to show y'all how to do an infinite real quick.
You're gonna try.
So So easy to focus, and like this is just just pure abuse of the active frames in your bird attack. But with this Shaft, you can actually juggle him back and forth. And if you do it in such a fashion, he won't be able to like summon anything else. Oh, really nice backup there using the V bird. But that should be all right. This should be the last couple of it. And
he's not hitting. Come on.
There we got 1 HP. The magic pixel.
Hey, he was trying to live. I tell you, he didn't want to go.
I think Lab was a little bit off of the like one short of having the double shot for the V, but it still bodes extremely well to just keep with the active frames of the sub weapon. And we're almost to the end of the game. Final stage.
Just like that. We're on to a Dracula fight. And oh no. Well, we're gonna do that again.
Well, that's never happened before.
Yeah. Did I not press the button or something? Thankfully, there's plenty of backups here. We're very fortunate to have some nice drops here at the end. So the Dracula fight here with Richter can be much more of a challenge. I don't think it's nearly as challenging as the Castlevania 1 Dracula fight that you just saw Tusnek do. especially with Maria, who once again is just completely overpowering. So you get hit on the forward and the backwards, as Bobby mentioned with the bird attack. It's just really powerful. Oh, that was a 3-cycle. Cool.
Nice 3-cycle. I was just about to touch on that because like it's pretty like difficult to vault over all the fireballs here, but again, just a lot of active frames using a lot of our feathered folk and a dragon. Time's going to be on orb collection, and I will let y'all know when that is. This has been Magical Girl Rondo of Blood, and that is time.
Orb. Okay. Couldn't help myself. Might not ever get to do that. I run no games with orbs, so this is my one chance to do it. This game actually does have an English patch on it, so these are actually the cutscene voiceovers you hear in the PSP version and I think in the PS4 version as well. Bobby probably know better than I would, but is it English in the PS4 version?
Yep, yeah, it's fully translated to English, albeit maybe not a little bit accurate, but they tried. They surely tried.
A couple of quick shout-outs here as we're wrapping this thing up. First off, Bobby, thank you so much for joining me and giving everyone the info on this game, because there's a lot happening in a very short amount of time. So thank you so much. And then secondly, big shout-out to everyone who's been donating. Alzheimer's is such an important cause, and it's a disease that we still need a ton of research to be done, and the only way we can do that is if we have money to do so. So thank you so much, and thank you for making Big John's run happen and everything that has been done, the volunteers and everything that make this event go. You're all making a difference, so thank you so much. Continue to donate. We're not dead yet. We've got plenty of great runs coming up. Thank you so much for having me and giving me a chance to show off the TurboGrafx-16 and PC engine, and I hope you all have a good rest of your marathon. Thank you so much for doing this. Appreciate it.
Thank you, LattMackey and Blacktastic, for that great run and great commentary. And speaking of donations, there's a couple things I will have to say here before we head off to the next run. First of all, as LattMackey already said, we met the Big John incentive, which means that after his run he will do a golf bonus run. But not only that, because you guys were so generous, we decided to add another bonus game incentive. And that bonus game incentive is Bowser's Fury any % done by Samurai Man. And you have until the final run of the marathon, until the end of GTA Vice City Stories any % by Joshimus, to donate for that run, to get another run at the end of the marathon. And because you guys were so generous, we got a lot of donations. I'm gonna quickly read out a few more before we head into this intermission. We got $25 by Niam saying, "Well done to the whole ESA team for putting on this event. I'm very aware of how much work goes into pulling off something like this, so congrats to you all. And a special shout out to my boy Fatskill, less than 3. We also got $5 from Donkey saying, "To snack number 1, I agree." We got $35 from Ryagas without a comment. $10 from Worm saying, "Great event as always." Indeed. Thank you guys so much for being so generous. And from now on, please put your donations towards the final bonus game, Bowser's Fury any % by Samurai Man, so we can also get that at the end of the marathon. Thank you so much for that. We'll go to the intermission. Right after that, we'll have Mega Man Ultra any % by Kumba, so stay tuned for that. And once again, thank you LattMackey, thank you Blacktastic. See you after the intermission.